The navbar is probably the most important component of a website. So today I'm going to teach you how to create a very simple navbar in HTML and CSS. So I've opened up my code editor of choice, Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to create a file called index.html and another file called style.css for styling. In this index.html, I'm going to use Emmet to generate some boilerplate, and I'm going to set the title to simple navbar. Above this, we're going to also link our style sheet, so style.css, right? And in our body, we're going to have a div with the classes of navbar and container. And in this div, we're going to have an image, and the source will be img/logo.svg. I'm going to provide the image in the description below. And this image will have a class of logo. Under this image, we're going to have an ordered list, and this will be called the nav menu. Right, in this nav menu, we're going to have an li. In this li will have an a tag, and this will go nowhere right for now, right? We're going to call this home, and I'm going to copy this down a few times. Call this one maybe about. I'll call this one blog and contact. Right. The first li will also have a class of current, and I'm going to show you why. So let's see how that looks, right? Yep. Okay, it looks like this. This is the logo. I'm going to create the styles now. So let's first select all the CSS and do a margin 0. I'm going to reset the margins and the box sizing to be border box, right? Save this, and then we're going to select the body, and I'm going to select a font family of Roboto and sans serif. Next, we're going to select the container and set a max width 1200 pixels. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so in here, I'm also going to add a margin auto to center our container, right? Under this container, we're going to have the navbar. And in this navbar, I'm going to add a border bottom of a 1 pixel solid, and then RGBA value of 0, 0, 0, and a 0.2. So a very like a light gray kind of color. A nice border under the navbar. It looks pretty nice. So up next, we're gonna do a display property of flex on the navbar, the justify content of space between, and then align items of center. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so we have a flex property. This is our image, and this is our menu here. Next up, let's select our logo, and we're gonna add a width of 170 pixels. And also in the navbar, I'm gonna add a padding top of 1 rem and a padding bottom of 1 rem as well. Right, let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Okay, then we're gonna select our navbar nav menu. In this nav menu, we're gonna also have a display of flex, justify content of flex end, and then align items to the center. This is gonna give us this kind of menu, and we're gonna need to edit the items here. So I'm gonna select the navbar, nav menu, and the LIs. And in this LIs, we're gonna first of all do a list style of none. Then we're gonna add a margin left of, let's say, 2 rem. See how that looks. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Okay, so next we're gonna select our link tags within the LIs, right? The link tags. and we're gonna do a text decoration of none, a color of 333. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty nice, right? So the last thing I want to add is, remember that current class we added to the home menu. So I'm gonna select this current class, right? And add a border bottom, and we'll do 2 pixels solid, and I'm gonna copy the color from my notes here. E6591F. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty nice. I'm gonna I think add a little margin here. Another margin of padding bottom, right, of 0.25 rem. And I think that looks much cleaner. So that's about it. It looks pretty nice. You have these buttons, and we can edit this in JavaScript to change the current tags. And thanks for watching the video.